new height of audiophile BS has finally been reached. Let's get into it. So this past weekend I went to an audio show, a big audio show. I've never been to a really big one before, and it was quite the interesting experience. If you've never been before, it's in a hotel. There's vendors in different boardrooms showing off different products. But you also get to go through different hotel rooms where they've removed the bed, they've removed a lot of the amenities that you would find in a normal hotel room, and they've put like $60,000 stereo systems, chairs, and then dorky dudes can come in and sit down and listen to them and then complain that the speakers struggle with the mid-range when the guitar came in. Yeah, that was an actual comment I overheard. But anyway, they're kind of interesting. It's you'll have different manufacturers of speakers, cables, tone arms, that kind of thing, cartridges, whatever. And it's all kind of fun and games. I do consider myself kind of skeptical on the audiophile spectrum as far as, no, I do not think you need to spend $10,000 on a cable, but also buying a cable that's better than the one that comes with your amplifier is going to improve the sound, and finding out where you can make these little tweaks here and there and spending just a little bit of money and using science to make your system sound better. So totally been bought in on that, and it was a lot of fun listening to, you know, a $100,000 turntable, that kind of thing. But there was one thing that really bothered me, and as soon as I left the room, I was just kind of like, oh my god, like, holy shit, this dude has actually been able to sell these to people. And those people probably believe him. I could not believe it. So anyway, I'm not going to use any names of manufacturer stores or whatever. I don't want to like get in trouble or anything. The dude that was giving the presentation seemed like a really great dude. But I was listening to this system, and he was saying that the tone arm was $25,000, the turntable was $15,000, the cartridge was $30,000. I didn't hear how much the speakers were, but they were these giant frickin' things. It sounded fantastic. Like, I'm not going to pretend that like it was garbage and that my system that's worth $2,000 sounded better than it or anything. But there were a couple dudes who were asking him questions, and something that I actually really liked about this, he was one of the few people that was spinning vinyl for his demonstration. He was spinning a jazz record. I think it was an Analog Productions title. It sounded really, really good. Great recording, great sound. Good sound separation, tons and tons of bass, everything sounded very well balanced. It was really enjoyable to sit down. I think that was the longest I'd spent at any of the demonstration rooms. But he pulls off this record weight clamp, whatever, and he starts showing it to some of the people in the room. And he's talking about it, and he's passing it around, and people are holding it. And then he goes, yeah, this is a $3,000 record weight. A frickin' record weight was $3,000, and I know that with audiophile and record collecting and in high-end stereo, you can spend whatever you're capable of spending, and people seem to think that the more money you spend, the better it is, or the smarter you are, or somehow your ears get better. But $3,000, that is insane. There are so many record weights you can get for under $100 that probably do the exact same thing. But get this, the dude was very slick. He knew what he was talking about. He generally was pretty good, and I believed him. It wasn't like one of those like snake oil salesman situations until he started talking about the record weight. He was showing this record weight, and he literally was like, oh yeah, I've done comparisons with other record weights. This one sounds better. And I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, better bass response. It's like, okay. He goes, yeah. So much engineering went into this thing. And then he puts the weight away. A $3,000 record weight. I'm all for like making fun of like audiophiles for spending like 10 grand on like cables and stuff, but $3,000 for a frickin' weight, something to weigh down your record. I don't care what engineering he thinks was into that. There's no way that was worth that. There's no way that was worth more than $100. I'm sorry, I'm just not bought into that. I cannot rationalize that any way, shape, or form. If you've ever spent $3,000 on a record weight, you're dumb. Find something better to spend your money on. Donate it to charity. I don't care. But you've been fleeced. I'm sorry. That was my take on everything. And yeah, but otherwise, great show. Seemed like a nice guy. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe don't buy your record weights from this dude. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.